If projects deliver value, why do we need programs?
Projects are creating value, but the problem is the value is fragmented. Real business targets are not being achieved. In silos, they will still create a value, but the organization business objective will not be achieved.
Isn't there a real problem out there that organizations face?
Every project needs to understand it is for the larger organization interest. The intent of project have changed from just creating product, service or result to creating value. This is the real distinction between projects and program.
Then what does one program manager do to deliver the program or the portfolio successfully? Welcome to P3N with Kailash Upadhyay. I'm your host Mayur here. Today we are going to be talking about a topic which has confused a lot of project management professionals. If projects can deliver value, then why do we need programs? Today I'm joined with Mr. Kailash Upadhyay, who is a mentor and trainer from Add-on Skills. He's helped a lot of professionals clear their PgMP, PMP and PFFP certifications. Hi Kailash, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you, Mayur. I'm so excited to join you in this podcast episode, and hope this audience will enjoy this episode. Thank you.
Same here, same here.
Yeah.
So let me start by asking you this question. If projects deliver value, then why do we need programs?
This is a great start of this podcast. So, Mayur, and today this is very common question, and let me tell you why this question evolved. So let me go back to the history. So as you may be aware that PMI launched the PMBOK guide, the first edition of PMBOK guide in 1996, and today we are in 2026. It's been 30 years, Mayur. The project definition has not evolved, but in 2026, in 8th edition now, the project definition has evolved. So if I tell you that the older project definition, you are a PMP certified and you already know what is project. So as per the until 7th edition, project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service or a result.
Okay.
But today, the new project definition is a project is a temporary initiative in a unique context undertaken to create value. So what have changed, Mayur? The intent of project have changed from just creating product, service or result to creating value. So this is a complete new, you can say, game change for the project management community, where now they have to focus more on the value rather than just creating a product, service or a result. So Mayur, see from here, the confusion start. Now if projects start focusing on creating value, then why do we need program? So this is the very common question, because until now, the program management community was thinking that the program manager role is to create value and the project manager role is to create product, service and a result. So now let me give you an example to explain that why do we need program if projects focusing on value, frankly saying. Okay. So let's say an organization who have three distinct initiatives. First initiative is they are launching a mobile app, for reaching more customer and doing more transactions.
Okay.
And second project, if let's say the organization is doing is the CRM, the customer relationship management tool implementation to customer relationship management. And the third project, let's say they are doing is, let's say digital payment system integration to create more digital transactions kind of things and all. So now each of these three projects will have a project manager, and each of these three projects will now creating value. The first project manager who is launching a mobile app, his job is to ensure the mobile app is not just meeting the scope, but it's also meeting the the actual user experience, like UI UX related experience. The user interface, the user experience should be extremely happy. So that is the value in terms of for that particular project. Similarly, the CRM project's value is ensure the CRM capture the entire certification, entire customer journey, and the payment system project value is to ensure that it have the provision to integrate every payment system, the credit card system, or maybe any other, let's say PayPal or some, the
Right.
different system. So
Yeah.
that is the third project. So individually they have created value.
Correct.
But the problem is, the program, now the program will add, they will integrate all the three project value to create the larger business objective achievement.
So
Okay.
basically, sorry to interrupt you, but basically you're trying to say they cannot work in silos. They
Definitely.
need to come together to add value.
Absolutely. If they work in silos, they will still create a value, but the organization business objective will not be achieved. So if organization have to achieve the business objective, then the mobile system should be integrating with the payment system, so that the customer can get very easy option, multiple option to make payment, digital payment, so the business objective can be achieved. Imagine that if mobile app is there and but payment system is not there, so the mobile app will not able to perform the transaction kind of thing.
Right.
And let's say another thing, if CRM is there but the entire transaction details is not captured, then the CR system will not able to create any report, and ultimately the CRM manager will not able to build the relationship with the customer.
Right.
So individually projects are creating value, but the organization business objective is not being delivered. And this is where the program creates the organizational value rather than value in silos.
That's really interesting, Kailash. Thank you so much for all these examples. Let me ask you this. So when do projects stop being enough?
I think so. Another very interesting question: when do projects being enough? If I'll tell you, Mayur, what has happened, again, this is, if I go back to the same example, let's say an organization wants to create, digital revenue through mobile app channel.
Okay.
Okay, let's say you can take a example that they want to create $200 million of digital revenue through the mobile app channel. Okay.
Right.
If this is the business objective, now imagine if projects are done in silos. Let's say mobile app is created and it meets its scope and it's also meets its value. That means it's perfectly, customer is very happy to see the user experience.
Right.
All the screens are very beautifully looking screens,
User
very
friendly.
smoothly flowing the transaction. But what is happening, it is the payment system is not integrated well into the mobile app. And accessing the payment is very tedious job. So the user experience is very good, but he cannot make the payment. Sometimes we have all seen, many website also we have seen that, the website is very good looking, but the user is struggling to navigate to the right feature and
Right.
payment function.
Right.
And he have to struggle kind of things, or even if he able to navigate, the payment system is not fulfilling the entire requirement.
Correct.
So project stop being enough when the organization value depends on multiple moving parts working together. If the multiple moving part from each project doesn't work together, then the program will in fact that is the job of a program, to connect the each project the value into the organizational business value. Otherwise the project will never be enough, Mayur.
So correct me if I'm wrong here, Kailash. We can take an example of a car. No.
Yeah.
So an engine of a car has got multiple components.
Yes.
Now if one fails, the engine doesn't work, right?
Absolutely.
So can we call the engine of a car a program which has got multiple projects inside which are functioning?
In fact, I can tell you a little broader aspect. Let's say
Please.
individual project is, one project is creating an engine, another project is creating a tire, another project is creating the, let's say, the digital dashboard kind of electrical components kind of thing. So individually, maybe the tire is of best of quality, of having life, the best of life, and it will doesn't get burst in any heat resistance or kind of thing. And even engine has the best of the quality. But what's the use of that engine is ready and lying in the garage, and the tire is creating dust until we don't integrate? So individually, it has created value. The engine is best. So with tire is again best. Right. But we don't have a car. We can't commute.
Correct.
So that is where the program comes really important, that it integrates this multiple moving part to achieve the organization business objective.
It's really
Yeah.
nice, really
Yeah,
nice, very
yeah.
insightful.
Yeah.
Uh, my next question to you is, Kailash, here is that, is it fair to say that, organization face the value that you're getting actually from this is something that is not really well put out there, where say a project management professional is not able to understand that really well.
So if I understood your question, Mayur, you are saying that, see again.
So let me rephrase this.
Yeah, it
So
will be great.
see,
Yeah.
isn't there a real problem out there where organizations face is that there's lack of value out over there?
Absolutely, because there is a fragmented value, Mayur.
Okay.
See what is happening, that as we discussing that projects are creating value, but the problem is the value is fragmented.
Okay.
And because of the fragmented value, the organization real business targets are not being achieved. Organizational strategic objectives are not being achieved.
Okay.
Okay. If we take, our own company example, add-on skills, if let's say sales team works in silos, probably they will create value in sales. But let's say if marketing team uh, also create value, they are doing wonderful projects, marketing projects, okay, and they're creating their own value, sales team creating their own value, and similarly, let's say delivery team creates their own value. But the problem is there is no single, there's no single solution which integrates all these things together. It's all moving parts. So where if and there is a principle of program management called synergy here. And as per the standard for program management, synergy means where if we have synergy between all of these functions, or projects of all of these functions, if there's a synergy which is created through program, then the value will be greater than some of the individual projects.
Okay.
So that means if sales team tightly collaborate with the delivery team, the training delivery team or any other delivery team at add-on skills, or if they rightly collaborate with the marketing team or with the some content creation team, if all that, that is where the program manager role is, to ensure that all work together, there's a synergy, and then the organization objective will be achieved. Otherwise, this organization will struggle. Individually, they will, maybe create some value, generate some transaction. But I think so the overall business target, if we say that, we want 10x revenue from the last year, that will not happen because there's a fragmented value. So this is where the real, program management comes in picture, as a program manager who need to ensure that all of these different projects work together and value is not fragmented, rather that value is integrated to the organization strategic objective level.
So see, when you talk about synergy, this is a question which comes to my mind. That, see, projects are there and program manager is somebody who's handling multiple projects or sub-programs out here. So if there are differences here, as you gave an example of add-on skills, where sales team is working in a silo, the market team is working in a silo, and bringing them both together, if there are differences here, then what does one program manager do to see that, they work together, they are in synergy, and this goes forward to deliver the program or the portfolio successfully?
In fact, this is the very role of a program manager or a program leader.
Okay.
See, there will, when different functions work together, okay, they will always have conflict.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So the program manager job is to ensure that share the common vision, not work in isolation. Okay. And we have to control that isolation optimization, rather than saying that, okay, sales team have to optimize their own deliverable, or marketing team have to optimize their own deliverable, delivery team is optimizing their own deliverable. Sometimes, we need to sacrifice our own value in the interest of the larger organization value. We should always think, Mayur, the program manager job is share the common vision of the organization.
Right.
Rather than, his job is not to work with individual sales team or individual delivery team or individual, let's say, HR team kind of thing.
Correct.
His job is to ensure all of those moving part again, individual value, sum up to the larger organization strategic objective. So to avoid that conflict, manage the interdependency, allocate the resources. Sometime, you'll have to pull out the resource from one function, allocate to other. And at the same time, the every project needs to understand it is for the larger organization interest.
Right.
So that is where the program management is important, that going back to that, rather than having isolated optimization or fragmented value, ensure that when every projects manager works for a common vision of the organization success, that is the job of the program manager, Mayur.
And I think it equals to value driven.
Absolutely.
Otherwise
Absolutely.
there is no value real.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's really great. That's really insightful, Kailash. Thank you for answering that question of mine. Let me go on to asking you this, is that, the right to say that the difference is about really decision making. Now, how do we go about with that?
That's a wonderful question.
Thank you.
In fact, Mayur, this is the real distinction between projects and program.
Okay.
The decision making factor.
Hmm.
The project manager take decision at the individual project scope level,
Okay.
whereas program manager take decision about all of the project within that particular program. So it is, the decision making is at the at multiple component level rather than individual project scope level.
Okay.
And if I give you now the example of the earlier example, the mobile app or the CRM and the payment integration system projects. Now let's take this example. If mobile app is ready, but the payment system is still not ready. Okay. Then should we launch the mobile app or should we hold the mobile app? Okay.
Let me answer this. There's a fracture there, no? Because they are incomplete.
Absolutely.
The mobile app will not function without the payment gateway. If a customer wants to make payment, he's not going to be successful.
Absolutely, because the value will not come.
Right.
So sometimes what I have seen in the past, Mayur, project team has deadlines, project team has targets.
Okay.
So what they are in a pressure, they force that, launch, my work is done. Why should I, stop my release date because of some another component delay or another project delay?
Correct.
And this is where sometimes the program manager have to take the heat from the steering committee, that even if we delay the projects by, let's say, maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks, by the time the entire payment system integration is done seamlessly with the mobile app.
Okay.
So what will happen? The customer trust will not be lost.
Okay.
Otherwise, what will happen is, the mobile app being launched and integration is not done. So customer is not able to see, perform the real transaction. Maybe his user interface is best, but the transaction he's not able to perform.
Right.
And he will, stop or maybe delete the app, and he may never come back to this particular app again.
Correct.
So what has happened? It has created, rather than creating a value, it has created a problem. Or if I take another example with, let's say if the payment system is created before, but the mobile app is not ready. Right. This is another way it can also happen,
Vice versa.
So vice versa. If the payment system is ready, but mobile app interface is very, weak in interface, the flow is not seamless, and maybe what will happen, the user will not able to reach till the transaction level, till the payment level. Right. Because the interface is so very weak, poorly designed, poorly structured. So again, will we get the value? We will not get the value. So this is where, Mayur, sometime program manager needs to take a decision saying that even we have to, if delay the, one project deliverable to create value for the larger organization interest, the program manager needs to take that, challenge, maybe justify this with the program steering committee and work for the larger interest. Otherwise, what will happen if every projects who create value will, if we transition to operations and, the customer start using, probably it will create the negative impact of organization, and probably they will never come back as a customer. So this is where the decision making really play. Program manager needs to be absolutely have to take a strict decision, and rather than individual project level, he have to take decision which impacts the organizational business objective, Mayur.
Wow.
Okay.
That's well said, Kailash. I have a question that's coming to my mind. I'm sure our viewers will also have that question. Which starts first? The mobile application, the payment gateway? Let's take these two examples. Do they need to start at the same time simultaneously? Or you see the progress of one and then you execute the other one? That's a question which I'm sure our audience who's hearing this podcast will immediately have.
Thank you for asking this question, Mayur. I think this is a very relevant question. Now, the sequence of project and the timing of project really important to create that unified value aligned to organization strategy and objective, rather than having just fragmented value. If you don't do project in sequence, you will get value, but that value will be disconnected, fragmented, and probably the organization larger objective will never be achieved.
Okay.
So, an example comes to my mind, Mayur, around this particular question as a context. If I tell you a story that in India, around 2010, there's a car company, let's say car company A, and they announced a new car, compact SUV car launched in the Motor Expo in New Delhi. And the entire audience was very excited when they saw this new car, the compact SUV car from this company A.
Okay.
And this company A also announced that by next year end, this car will be fully production ready and it will be launched into the market.
Okay.
Okay. But what has happened, Mayur, this car company was not able to launch this particular project.
Okay.
Okay. Or this particular product, rather, I'll say. And at the same time, a competitor company, let's say company B, they launch another car, the same segment car, compact SUV car. And what has happened, this company has captured the entire market of that SUV.
Okay.
Because what was a very economical SUV, because it was not that in India market SUV was not there, but it was only luxury SUV cars were there before. So this compact SUV car, which was also very pocket friendly for the common people, it captured the entire value.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want to connect this case to the question you have asked, that sequence and timing. What I saw, when this case study got published, and why the company A, who announced the product first, and if they would have created that product first and they would have got that market value, they would have captured the biggest market share. So the problem happened is individual projects in that car manufacturing, they really worked well. Okay, but they were not done in a right sequence. They were, maybe engine was created at the last, chassis was created first. Okay, and it may have happened that a lot of rework also may have happened, because uh, you know uh, engine and chassis, that combination, they were not done in a specific sequence, or maybe without any dependency, parallelly kind of things and all. So what has happened, the company struggled to meet the deadline, that time. So because they lost that time, because they didn't plan their projects in the specific chronology, the product ultimately got launched, but by the time it got launched, the competitor company, absolutely, the competitor company got the market share and they lost the value. So the sequence and the right time, each projects, when it fits together into one product, and this is exactly where program management comes in picture,
Right,
actually,
right.
Mayur. Yeah.
That's so well put, Kailash, because see, a program manager will be working, but
Yeah.
if the timing is not correct,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's not working in with that time to deliver it, then it's going to be really late and the value will also not be there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So coming to my next question here is that our audience will want to know projects are there, programs are there, but there's a line that is there which is very blurred,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's a big question mark around that. What is your take on that?
And I think so, yeah, this is the very reason is, as I said, in 2026 PMBOK Guide 8th edition,
Right.
it has focused on project deliverable from product, service or result to a value, which was not there until today. Until today, project manager were only thinking that their job is not to deliver value, their job is to just deliver a product, service and result. And when they have delivered product, service and result, even if what happens after that, this is none of their business. This is what is the mindset of project manager. And this is exactly earlier project and program role was having a clear distinction, where program manager used to focus on creating value and the project manager was only focusing on creating the product, service or a result. So definitely the line, in many people mind have got blurred now.
Okay.
But let me tell you, in fact, this change is really great. The project manager should no longer just think of creating a product, service or a result. Instead, they should focus on creating the value. But the value the project manager create is related to his individual, if I take you to, again, this example of, let's say, mobile app. The value, what is the value of a mobile app? That means a mobile app is fully functional,
Right.
operational, and have a great user experience.
Right.
Okay. But program manager value is not just about creating a mobile app which having a great user experience. Program manager job is to ensure the digital revenue through the mobile app should be achieved. The revenue target should be achieved. Okay. So if mobile app and the payment system
Gateway.
are not payment gateway, payment system, if they don't integrate, or if the CRM system do not see the proper transaction that's coming through the mobile app channel, then he will not able to build the customer relationship and not able to capture the real essence of the business.
Okay.
So individual project has delivered the value, but again the organization strategic objective has failed to deliver, or the program has failed to achieve the organizational value. So the line is not blurred. We can say that project deliver value in a unique context. That's what the PMI definition is. Project is a temporary initiative in a context, in a unique context, undertaken to create value. So projects still deliver value, but program deliver the organizational value, not just in a unique context. See, this is the real difference here, Mayur, now.
Really nicely said, Kailash. I would want to just put this question out to you, is that in today's times, if organizations are ignoring program thinking, and just continuing with projects, then what?
Again, Mayur, thank you for asking this question. And this is really matters a lot for organizational success.
Okay.
Okay. See, important they if they only think at the project level, as we continuously understanding that the organization will not able to achieve its strategic goals and objectives. Okay. So it is very, very important. The program thinking is very important to create the business objective, without which, individual project will create some value, but organization will never achieve what it intended in next couple of year kind of things and all. If we continue to take this example, Mayur, creating the, why program management is important, to avoid conflicts, to avoid duplication of work. Again, this same example, if you are, let's say, working into a mobile app development project, you
Okay.
have your work is done. And let's say I am working into, again, the payment integration or the payment mechanism and cyber security system. Now, let's say when I'm working to payment integration system, I'm thinking that, my payment should be absolutely secure. So I'm creating multiple level of security. And where you are thinking that my user should quickly able to navigate till the end and able to meet
Right.
his transaction objective.
Right.
So you are trying to ease the customer, the processes to create the value, where I am trying, my objective is to create the payment
The
that
best
is
gateway.
absolutely secure.
Seamless payment gateway.
Seamless and which is secure.
Right.
And for security, I'm adding multiple level of
Yes.
steps.
Right.
And now what is happening when mobile app and payment system is integrated? The conflict is coming where the person who is trying to minimize the step to ensure the customer can quickly reach to the where he wants to go into in the performing the transaction through the mobile app. But after that, the payment system is taking multiple steps, and by the time he's reaching, he's getting he's getting dropped off. He's not performing the transaction. So what is happening? The conflict is happening. One person is trying to reduce the step, another project manager is trying to increase the step, because his objective, his value is to ensure the payment is very, very secure payment.
Right.
And for secure payment, he have to add multiple level of security. Okay. And this is where the conflict comes.
Okay.
And this is exactly the program manager needs to now address, Mayur, that where every projects work in a harmony rather than they work in silos kind of things. Okay, so it's very, very important. And if I continue with this example, let's say transaction is being performed.
Okay.
But the CRM team is not getting the necessary information, and which is not helping them to build the right relationship with the customer. So entire transaction system is going into the CRM system integrated, but the real transaction input or the transaction value, that what the CRM team may be looking, or maybe let's say if I give you example, they maybe want how much time the customer took to perform the transaction. Probably that data is not captured. Or maybe let's say whether the customer performed transaction through credit card or through UPI or through Jelly or any other payment mode. If that is not there, then he will not able to optimize his value kind of things and all.
See, something else where out over here, cyber security, which is very important in today's day. So many people are getting spammed and scammed.
Yeah.
So even this step cannot be ignored, right? So it has to be there because it will add value somewhere.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mayur. And this is exactly where the conflict will come, where you as a project manager who's not thinking value from the security perspective. For you, value is just maybe a mobile app which is very well designed, very well structured, very user friendly, appealing to the customer. For you, that is the value. Customer appeal, customer experience on the mobile app, the structure, the way the app is designed, that is the value in your mind.
Right.
But in my mind, as a cyber security person, is ensure that if a person is performing transaction, no hacker hacks that transaction in between, and I lose my payments and something like that. So this is where the program manager will come in picture and will address this conflict. And even the rework kind of thing. If let's say I develop the cyber security first and then have to change because of the mobile app related meeting his value objectives, so many rework also happen. The conflicts happens. So to avoid the rework, to avoid the conflict between the project manager, the program manager role comes in, and he ensure that he see how the best solution can be presented to achieve the organization strategic goals and objectives.
Nicely said, Kailash. I think our viewers have got to understand now that value is driven from projects, value is driven from programs also. Both are very, very important. So one should not underestimate that I have done my job, that's enough. And the same is with program manager also.
Absolutely.
Conflict should not come in. In the end, you have to deliver value.
Absolutely.
Right? My next question to you is that today leaders, if they want to move from a project success to adding real business value, how do they really do that?
See, Mayur, they need to ask a question rather than is the project on track?
Okay.
Rather than this question, they need to ask the question, are these initiative creating outcome which will really create the business value? And this is the right question to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so very, very important then, rather than thinking that, okay, the project is on track, rather than think every project initiative, creating the value for the organization, and avoid that silos, avoid that individual, optimization at the project level, rather than think at the organizational level, that will create the success for the organization,
I think,
Mayur.
as you said, I just continue with that. I think is the mindset, right?
Yes,
The
absolutely.
mindset should be there where the project manager, a program manager should understand that value needs to be driven. They should not fracture the process by
Absolutely.
bringing in their own work, their own, not able to complete certain tasks. So here, when you think from the organization perspective, as you said, the value, that's very, very important.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
great, Kailash. That's really great. Let me go on to the next question. Can you simplify this for our audience in one clear way so that they can understand this better?
Absolutely. So, Mayur, let's take an example. This puzzle, take a puzzle where it has multiple pieces.
Right. A jigsaw puzzle.
A jigsaw puzzle, it has multiple pieces. So, let's say each piece has value in it.
Okay. Right.
Each piece of that puzzle has value in it.
Correct.
But let's understand, if you know all the piece had created the value, but if they are not integrated, there's a bag full of pieces which not creating the larger picture or not creating the larger value, because you don't see the real image that you want to see, or the real puzzle you want to see.
Right.
So this is very, very important, that program manager job is to integrate this individual project value to create that picture, to create the organization value, not just individual puzzle pieces value, actually, Mayur.
It's, there's a saying, every drop makes an ocean. So
Absolutely.
similarly, this lovely example of a puzzle that you have given, every puzzle piece makes the entire piece.
Absolutely. Every puzzle piece is important, but the what is organization want to see, rather than a bag full of multiple pieces, they want to see a picture coming together. And program manager have to create that picture through individual project value, actually.
This is really very powerful way to look at it, Kailash. And I'm sure our audience has learned a lot from this podcast. I have learned a lot from this podcast. It
Thank you,
was
Mayur.
really insightful to know, how projects, programs, and also a role of a program manager, I think, which is, many people just take for granted. So
Absolutely.
this has actually clarified. I'm sure a lot of program managers who are listening to this podcast are happy.
Yeah.
And they are able to actually feel that the pain. They're handling so many multiple projects, sub projects out there. So that you have clarified in this podcast. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to host you here on this P3M with Kailash Upadhyay. Thank you so much for being here.
Mayur, I really enjoyed this podcast, and
Yeah.
the intent is actually, to give clarity to project community and as well as the program community.
Correct.
They should understand now. The project community need to understand now that they have to create value more than just a product, service, or a result. But the program manager community needs to understand that individual project will create value, but that will probably not achieve the organization's strategic goals and objective. It is their job is to integrate this fragmented value to achieve the organization's strategic goals and objective. So this is just the context that we together wanted to bring for this program management community. It's a wonderful episode, and thank you for all of you for watching and listening to this podcast.
Thank you so much, Kailash. It's been a pleasure to host you
Thank
here.
you, Mayur.
To all our audience who's seeing this podcast of us, I request you, if it's added some value to you, please do like, subscribe this channel. There's a lot of content that we put out for you guys to hear, understand, project, program, and portfolio. Coming from a pioneer, Mr. Kailash Upadhyay, I'm sure that you will continue the learning and move forward. Thanks again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Take care. All the best.